What's up, guys? This is Nick G with MuscleAndLife.com. Today we're going to be doing some bench presses. I'm going to show you how to do the bench press the proper way so you don't get hurt and you build as much strength as muscle as possible, okay? So to start, obviously you're going to want to have your bench, a rack. Typically I like to bench inside. This is a power rack. It's got safety pins in case you fail during your set. You can just set it on there. Typically, for safety reasons, you always want to bench inside the rack. For the video today, I'm going to be outside of the rack just because I'm not going to be going super heavy. It's just more of instructional. So just keep that in mind. Always be in the rack, have a spotter, safety first, always, okay? Alright, guys. So to start, you want to make sure you have your bench right in the center of the bar, or as close to the center as you can, as you think you can get it. I'm going to go ahead and lay back. So the barbell should be like right over your eyesight, or like even a little bit. It can be a little bit further down. You don't want to be unracking the bar from a position. I see some people set their benches and they're unracking the bar and they're like you're even further down this way and they're unracking it from like all the way back here and then bringing it forward. Super dangerous. That's a great way to crush your throat and to pretty much kill yourself. So always make sure that when you're unracking the bar, you have plenty of room to really get a good grip on it and unrack it, safely. So you're not starting from way back here and you're leaving enough room so that when you unrack it and come forward, you're not gonna like hit the uprights or do anything like that. Anyway, so you get back, eyesight, bar's right over you, you're pretty much in the middle of the barbell. You want to pin your shoulders back and raise your upper back a little bit. What this does is it sets your shoulders in a healthier position than if you just bench like flat chested. That's going to put a lot of strain on your shoulders, and over time you're going to just rip them to shreds. So pin my shoulders back a little bit, and then to keep this position you almost want to like flex your lats. So flex your back, your lat muscles, and that'll help you keep that position. For your grip really varies. For me personally, I take a grip that's just a couple, 2 or 3 inches outside my shoulder width. So the reason I do that is because whenever I go a little bit wider on the bench press, like some people like to, personally, it always hurts my shoulders. I get injuries. So I learned my lesson. I don't grip out too wide. So I go about 2 or 3 inches outside. I know that my shoulder width on this barbell is like right here because I've measured it so many times. So I go a couple inches outside it, and then I take my grip. Another thing on the grip, come here, babe. Get in front. Just show them my grip. We just want to get the grip. Just like it can just be this hand. So a lot of people grip the barbell like this in the top of their palm, and what that does when you unrack it is you have like bent wrists, and it's just a horrible grip. It's going to put a lot of stress on your wrist, and it's going to give you elbow issues. Do not do that. Trust me. Instead of gripping it in the top of your palm, you actually want to grip it more in like the bottom of your palm. So instead of being like up here with your grip, up in this area, you want to be like kind of down here. Squeeze it, wrap your thumb around, and just squeeze the bar. Having the barbell lower in your palm is going to make it way easier to keep your wrists straight, and you're going to just feel a lot more powerful in the movement. So, whole thing now, I'm going to get my, pin my shoulders back, raise my chest a little bit, get my grip, the proper grip. I'm going to squeeze the bar, and up we go. We're going to unrack it, okay? So when you unrack it, just go ahead and leave it up above your head for a few seconds, just so your body can adjust to the weight and get balanced. And then we're going to go down with the bar. We touch it to the bottom of our chest, just below your nipples. Why? Because that's the most healthiest way to do it for your shoulders. Again, we want to lift for longevity. We're not trying to be Arnold Schwarzenegger and follow their advice, because traditional bodybuilding advice isn't the best for the anatomy of your actual body, okay? So I touch to the bottom of my chest, right below my nipple line, and I go right up in a straight line, just like that. Always touch your chest. Don't do this partial rep stuff, okay? Don't do anything stupid like that. Always full extension. Down to the chest, all the way up, the finishing spot with your arms fully extended. I know you watch videos of Ronnie Coleman and all these guys, and they're benching like this, and it's to keep the tension on the muscle, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. Those guys, they're on steroids, and they don't play by the same rules as guys like me and you who just like to work out as pretty much their hobby, okay? Always do the full range of the movement. One other thing, when you're racking the bar, so I'm just gonna unrack it here. Okay, so when you rack the bar back, don't ever try to guess right and get right on there. You always want to go all the way back and hit your uprights for safety. Okay, I hit my uprights, I know that I'm there in the rack, and then I can go down, okay? Always, never try to guess, because what's going to happen some days you're going to guess wrong, you're going to go, especially when you have a heavy load on the bench, you're going to guess wrong, and then one's going to be on, one's going to not be on, and then you're going to drop it, okay? Been there, done that. Alright, so I'm going to add some weight, we'll do a couple more sets. So another thing, when you're warming up, I don't care how strong you are, if you're a professional strongman, if you're a professional power lifter, always warm up. I always do my first couple of sets with an empty barbell, and then just gradually add some weight over time. Even if you watch a lot of professional like bench pressers, a lot of strongmen power lifters, even like Larry Wheels, he's pretty big right now. You watch his videos, that guy always warms up with an empty barbell, okay? Since I have weight on there, I always use clips for safety, and I don't want anything to fall off. Especially if you're working out at home like I do, you don't want a plate to fall off and damage your floor. I'm gonna have my clips, and I'm gonna do another set. So another thing too, you'll notice what I'm doing. My J hooks for my power rack that I have at home, when I rack it, the barbell goes back. So I don't like to unrack it from that position. I like to move it all the way forward on my hooks, just so it's at the end there. Because if I unrack it when it's back here, it's just kind of awkward. I'm gonna make a whole video on power racks and my power rack in the future, and an article about it in case you're interested in working out at home. You can know what to expect, and I can help you out with what to buy. I'll tell you one thing, the power rack has been by far my best investment I've ever made probably in my life. I've had this thing for 10 years already. Best investment ever. Alright, so anyway, I got my barbell back. I'm going to raise my chest up. I'm going to take my grip, remember bottom of your palms, I'm going to squeeze, unrack, bottom of the chest straight up. Okay, hit my uprights, rack it. Down. Simple as that. Just a couple other things I want to go over, just form things that I used to see. Back when I used to work in a gym as a trainer, I used to see all kinds of ridiculous stuff with form. So I'm just going to go over a few of the things that you probably shouldn't be doing when you're benching. Okay. The first thing that used to drive me crazy, all my clients would do this shit, I don't know why, but they'd get on the bench and they'd be like raising their legs up and then trying to do their set flat chested, legs up, unrack the bar. And I'm like, dude, what the like, even just doing it now. I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? I used to yell at them. I don't know, they thought they were cool, like they saw some movies or some prison guys doing it. Always have your feet down. Your feet are your base. When you get stronger, these are going to your feet, your whole body helps you lift the weight. Don't do stupid shit like that. Another thing that I'd always see is they'd be benching and they'd raise their head up during the set. Okay? Puts a lot of stress on your neck and it can mess up your spine. You always want to keep your head straight. You don't want to be like following the bar with your head. You always want to keep your head on the bench, everything straight. Pick a spot on the ceiling, that's what I do. Just pick a spot on the ceiling and then just stare at that spot throughout the whole set as you're going up and down, okay? That's pretty much the main things. I'm going to put a few other stupid things that I see a lot in the article that you might be doing. Again, this is all for safety and just to keep yourself healthy. The bench press is probably, I'd say it's the #1 most dangerous exercise, just because so many people, they hurt their rotator cuff, they drop the barbell on their neck or their throat, or they crush their chest because they get stuck under it. So many things can go wrong in the bench press that you really want to pay attention to what you're doing. Be serious when you're doing the bench press, and that'll keep you healthy and lifting for a long time to come. Anyway, I'm going to link everything down. I'm going to link the article for this bench press post on muscleandlife.com. Check the description for that. And thanks for stopping by.